We're getting together today to talk about something that you experienced recently, a road trip. Well, airplane trip. What was the
I
event?
went to Las Vegas the week of June 7th to go to the World of Concrete at the Las Vegas Convention Center. It was their first big event for post-pandemic. And it was it was exciting to be able to get out again. Also enlightening seeing the different aspects of what people are putting in place to bring back visitors and confidence for travel again.
Yes, I know you didn't just attend the show out there. You were working. You were a journalist on in the field, and you sent me a video. So let's watch that right now.
I am here at the World of Concrete in Las Vegas Convention Center. This is the first large convention that is being held in the Las Vegas Convention Center. It is so exciting. They are a GBAC Star facility, and it's being serviced also by a GBAC Star service provider, United Services. So excited to be here. They're about ready to open, and I am really looking forward to this. And we'll be back with you soon. Let's go on in.
All right, Patty. So thank you for sending that video. Very interesting stuff. You also have some pictures to talk about. So let's put those up and get your thoughts on what you saw at the World of Concrete in Vegas. And all right, Patty, I have a feeling this is one of your first pictures, but I'm not sure. Looks like an airport. Tell us about this.
Well, I believe actually it's Las Vegas. Well, it's interesting because the entire journey, I ended up flying out of Grand Rapids, Michigan, flew in to change planes and landed in Las Vegas. And every step of the way, there was the GBAC star symbol, and the airports were purposefully trying to show that they are showing their commitment. They're showing their commitment to the cleanliness and health and well-being of the travelers and their employees as well. So you would see the GBAC star symbol, and I think the next couple pictures show it as well, on doorways, and also with on the walls. There were a couple areas where they had the bigger symbol on the wall. And so it's a way that they are trying to bring back their travelers and to say to their travelers and their employees that we're ready. We're paying close attention to not just the impact of COVID, but also the future of, future pandemics or outbreaks of infectious diseases.
People know about GBAC. They're seeing it everywhere, as you mentioned. It's really cool. I love this image. Again, this is still the airport.
Yeah, this was as you were coming down the escalators. They had on the big, the Jumbotron basically of an airport where they, they're proud to recipient of the Star Facility Accreditation, and they really had it all over the airport in multiple different locations.
Yes, I know the GBAC Star Facility logo showing up in airports everywhere. This is a great example. But then you got to the trade show, and I don't know what some of those pieces of equipment do, but did you enjoy this day? What was it like?
Oh man, it was awesome. So this is the new wing of the Las Vegas Convention Center. And if you've never been to the Las Vegas Convention Center and have an opportunity to go to a trade show or a convention or a conference, you should really take advantage of it. They do a great job of presenting and basically providing for people a great atmosphere to have conventions. So this is one of the largest convention centers or conventions in the world. It's huge. Normally it's very huge. And I don't know what their final numbers were. I know that they were expecting about 50% of what they normally saw, but to me it was still big. Mm-hmm. So they were launching the opening of the new convention center. This was the ribbon cutting ceremony. They had the mayor, they had multiple different individuals, senior executives from the convention center there as well. And they wanted to ensure and to let people know that they were ready to bring back the mass gathering from a standpoint of conventions and trade shows. So they launched this, and then they basically had tours of the facility. You could go in and you could see it. It was just an amazing. This is where our trade show is going to be this fall. And it is very exciting to see what they have in store for us, you might say. There were challenges, especially with, this very beginning. One of the things is, and they promise that they're going to have some of this already in place, the city itself. If you think about it, a lot of the hotels have been shut down or at least limited capacity. Part of reopening is getting workers back. And so they're working on getting their capacity to be able to have very large trade shows back very quickly. Along with transportation, think about this, the transportation, the Ubers, the Lyfts, the taxi drivers, they have been in limited capacity as well. And they're bringing back all of that as they're ramping up for this fall, because, they have a full schedule going forward.
I noticed, Patty, in some of the pictures, well, most people weren't wearing masks. Obviously, the CDC has made its recommendation and people are vaccinated. Most of them are getting vaccinated, but I did see a couple in your pictures. So does that mean that they were not vaccinated? Is there any thing you can share about that?
So, it's one of those things that, and there was a lot of conversation about this. Number one, the CDC made the recommendation, and a lot of states and facilities have followed those recommendations or guidelines, in that if you are fully vaccinated, you can choose not to wear your mask. If you are not vaccinated, the recommendations are that you continue to wear your mask. And so you would see people that still have masks. Now, that doesn't mean that they are unvaccinated. They still may choose to wear a mask for maybe that's just makes them comfortable. Maybe they have somebody who's immunocompromised at home and they don't want to take the chance that they're in that percentile of individuals who might become infected, even though they are vaccinated, and bring that virus home to their family. So there's a lot of reasons why somebody may or may not be vaccinated. Also, a lot of businesses still require their employees to wear masks as well.
Mm-hmm. So I know you commented on ISSA Show North America 2021, which is going to be there at the same convention center, the new wing in Vegas. How do you feel it's going to pan out in November for the show? Are we going to see a better experience than you had at the World of Concrete? Are things going to get better? What are your thoughts there, if you could anticipate?
And so obviously, we will be there as well, as far as actually part of the show itself, not just a journalist attending. I think what people will be able to see is we're going to be highlighting some of the things, our lessons learned that we learned through this pandemic, through GBAC and through ISSA. We're going to be, the new technologies. I think that people need to understand that there was a lot of technology that came forward through this pandemic. And you're going to see that at the show. The vendors and the manufacturers and the distributors are going to be trying to showcase what they have had in place and what they've come up with as new solutions. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity for that. Hopefully we're going to be able to see some of those new technologies in motion, you might say.
Well, Patty, thank you for the report from the World of Concrete. It's good to see a big, busy trade show come off successfully. I haven't heard any negative reports from it, so that's good news.
Oh, and that's good news. Yeah. And you know what? And by the time of the trade show, I know there's more venues that are looking at becoming GBAC Star accredited that are out in Vegas. And, I think you'll see the whole journey, airlines, airports, the, transportation, as well as the hotels and restaurants on board with the program. And so it really will be, and hopefully even a destination city. So we'll see.
Well, we'll see you in Las Vegas.
Yeah.